What's up gamers, Batman here, and today we are covering Star Wars Outlaws, everything from the release date to the story trailer we just got today, as well as the pre-order bonuses you can get. We have a lot to go through, so let's jump right in. In Star Wars Outlaws, you play as Kay Vess, which is a smuggler, and it takes place during the period between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. And in the trailer itself, they do call it the golden age of the underworld, and it looks to be like it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to have some adventure stuff you can do, like climbing, speeder bike chases, and space combat on top of everything else. And the story, the graphics, everything looks fantastic. The game is officially going to be released on August 30th. And there's a way for you to play early, but I'll talk about that in a little bit. I want to talk a little bit about the story trailer that we got. It was very brief, wasn't even a full 3 minutes. It looks like you might be going up against multiple crime syndicates within the Star Wars universe, which should be a lot of fun. There is a crime lord boss it seems like that we'll be going up against, which is Sliro of the Zarek Besh syndicate. And it looks to be a new group of people that I haven't seen before, although I'm aware that they are in the comics, or at least referenced in the comics. I'm not caught up yet to that point. I need to catch up before August. So it sounds like that you're going to be going multiple different planets, open world, and from my understanding, it's supposed to be very Red Dead Redemption-esque, but we'll see just how much of it they get there, especially when you consider the fact that they're doing at least 5+ planets from what I've heard. And on top of that, you have, like I said, space combat and everything else. The story trailer made it look really good. It had action, it had adventure, it had humor, and it kind of made you feel like this is Star Wars. And I'm hoping that that will feel that way when the game actually comes out. But in the story, basically what happens is Kay Vess finds herself in a situation where she needs to rob the main villain, Sliro, in order to buy her freedom. They didn't go into too many specifics, but that's kind of the thing. She's basically working this heist for, or whatever it is, she's basically working this campaign in order to earn her freedom. And doing so, she needs to get a good crew together. One of the most important members, I think, of the story will be, and maybe it's a minor character, but they'll be with us the whole time, in the same way that BD-1 was in the Jedi series, is Nyx. A little creature, I believe they're called Murkals. Now, it seems like he can go and fetch things or do certain things for you. I feel like that's a little bit too much like BD-1. Like, you're just a smuggler, you're gonna have a crew, which it looks like you will have, according to the story trailer, that she gets this crew together to pull off this huge heist so she can be free. There was a lot of Easter eggs in the story trailer. For example, we get to see Han Solo and Carbonite, which also lets us know when this takes place again between episodes 5 and 6. And we see Jabba the Hutt, and we hear about certain crime lord syndicates that we are familiar with. Now, I'm sure they're going to be having some cameos. I would be shocked if they didn't. The question is how many cameos and how forced will they feel? Like, does Boba Fett show up? Or, like, for example, what would feel really forced is like a Luke Skywalker. It looks like we'll be able to explore Tatooine, which would be awesome. It looks like you're getting a ship that's going to be your Millennium Falcon of sorts that's going to be called the Trailblazer. It doesn't look like the Millennium Falcon, but it does look really interesting, pretty sleek, a lot more narrow than the Millennium Falcon. I'm really excited to fly it in terms of combat in space, because I always love that in games. And I think it'd be really interesting to see her character and her arc and everything that happens and how she interacts with the world around her. But the thing I like is that they're not using a character we know already. We're not playing as Han Solo. We're like, oh, we can't die because he's in episode 7. None of that. We are going to be playing a new character. We don't know what happens to him, and that's what makes it more exciting. And that's one of the things I absolutely loved about the Jedi series, is that you don't know what's going to happen to Cal. You don't know his story. You are experiencing his story. You're not just experiencing a small part of their story the way that you would if you're playing as someone like Luke or Han. So that's something I'm really looking forward to, is being able to explore the universe through a new set of eyes. Also, too, it's the underworld, so you're going to have probably twists and turns and betrayals and upsets and things like that that's going to happen in the story that you might not have with a traditional Jedi story. Although I do love the Jedi series, don't get me wrong, I love it. But I love the fact that they're now expanding, because that's something I don't feel like Disney's really capitalized on as well as they could have, is these video games, because these video games is a way for us to step into the world and universe of Star Wars. Being able to be a smuggler instead of a Jedi will be a huge contrast. There's going to be 3 different versions of Star Wars Outlaws that you can pre-order now. And the first one's standard. It comes with the base game. It also comes with the Kessel Runner bonus pack, which is just a cosmetic pack for your speeder as well as your ship. And the standard edition will be $69.99. Then we move on to the Gold Edition, which is going to have everything the base game has, as well as 3 days early access. So if you want to play it on August 27th, that's your route to do that, as well as it's coming with a season pass. Now, it says here on their website that the season pass for Star Wars Outlaws includes 2 DLCs that release after launch. Keep exploring the world of Star Wars Outlaws with all new stories, quests, and areas to discover. The Jabba's Gambit exclusive mission available at launch, and the Kessel Runner character pack featuring additional cosmetics for Kay and Nix. And that'll be $109.90. And then we get to the Ultimate Edition. This has everything else has, the early access, the season pass. It also comes with the Rogue Infiltrator bundle, which is another set of cosmetics, as well as the Sabak Shark bundle, which is also more cosmetics. And then it also comes with a digital art book, and this is for $129.99. But overall, the game is looking really polished. The graphics are great. I'm really excited to meet some of the crew that you'll be working with. Overall, this game looks to be amazing. I'm planning on covering it as much as I can. But let me know down in the comments below what you thought of the story trailer and just Star Wars Outlaws as a whole. Are you excited to play it? But for me, I gotta tell you, I'm super excited. We don't get enough Star Wars stories in terms of either live action / video games. Those are kind of my top 2 that I really like to do. I also read the books and the comics and such, but it's just more fun when you can really experience it instead of just having to read it. But that's all we have for today. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching TST Gaming. Until next time, just play.
TST Gaming.